State Rep Jason Morgan, Vice Chair, Michigan Democratic Party, our next guest. All right. Thank you, sir, for wading through that. Just wanted to set it up a little bit on Michigan. Kind of interesting. Harris has made a huge move. We now, and we can put this up, I think, have her at a 67% chance, which is crazy, of winning Michigan. It's crazy because, a month ago it was literally a toss-up. There it is, 66. Okay, so 66 today. What's going on in Michigan, and is it sustainable for the Democrats?
Well, great to be with you today. People in Michigan are fired up about Kamala Harris and Tim Walz. I think you're seeing this wave of enthusiasm, something we haven't seen the likes of since 2008. In Michigan alone, we've had over 9,000 new volunteer signups since Kamala Harris became the nominee. So you can feel the momentum on the ground here, particularly among young people. I represent Ann Arbor, we're home to the University of Michigan, and we have seen students and young people showing up at campaign offices in a way that we haven't seen this entire campaign to date. So it's incredible to be on the ground here in Michigan.
Young people. And I was mentioning turnout in Wayne County. What about with so many stories that, the primaries about Arab American voters, would they vote? This is from the Times of Israel. Harris faces uphill battle to win back Muslim votes in the key swing state of Michigan. Does she still? I mean, is she making progress? Has that changed? Is it different than Biden? What are you observing?
I think that issue is somewhat similar to the young folks who are feeling enthusiastic about Kamala Harris. Things are looking better. That's obviously a really important conversation that is ongoing with the Muslim community and with Palestinian community. That conversation won't end today or tomorrow or even after the election. It's an ongoing conversation. But we are seeing a lot more enthusiasm because folks are connecting with Vice President Harris in a way that is pretty unprecedented. So I think they feel like she's hearing them.
But if she doesn't win, it would probably be because of turnout. I mean, is that the key for the Democrats, especially, as I said, in Wayne County, doing better than Hillary did, turning out inner city voters, turning out Arab American voters, all of that?
I'd say it's two things.
Okay.
One, talking about the issues that are important to folks. So talking about lowering the cost for families, talking about investing in infrastructure and rebuilding our communities, those types of things. And then you're absolutely right. Turnout, turnout, turnout. That has always been the challenge here in Michigan. And I feel so much more enthusiasm with Vice President Harris at the top of the ticket, which has been great. I mean, I think folks will turn out as long as they understand how high the stakes are in this election and how big of a contrast there is between Vice President Harris and sort of the hateful, divisive rhetoric of President Trump.
Well, speaking of rhetoric, I just want to give you a chance to talk about this before we let you go. I saw this in a news article. As I said, not only are you state rep, but you're involved with the state party. There was a homophobic slur that was hurled in your direction the other day. I want to put up what you said about it on social media, talking about the former GOP chair, who you say is an advisor to Trump 2024, called you a gay slur, and as a proud gay man who loves his husband, these hateful taunts don't undermine my pride, but to countless LGBTQ young people across the USA, hateful rhetoric can lead to depression and suicide. Quick thoughts on this terrible incident that you endured? By the way, no comment from the Republican state party about this.
Well, thank you. And, this isn't about me. I'm used to this type of thing. I've been getting it since I was a kid and certainly as a public official. But this is really a testament to Donald Trump's Republican Party. People like McShane, those are the people who are empowered in his government and in his political party. I would love to see the president condemn the use of hateful, homophobic slurs by his supporters, but I don't think we're going to see that. And I think this is just a testament to what we've seen time and time again from Donald Trump's Republican Party. It's the party of hate and divisiveness, and we are not going back to that here in this country and this state.
Michigan State Rep Jason Morgan, thanks for coming on today. We appreciate it.
Thanks so much for watching. Just go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.